If you have installed Flexblock 3D as an add-in, you will see two commands in the AutoCAD ribbon, Flexblock and 3D Stretch. Alternatively, if you have installed Analyzer CAD, these commands are also part of Analyzer CAD. You can also start the Flexblock command from the command line by typing as Flexblock. Once you click Flexblock in the ribbon, a dialog box appears. The first section of the box allows you to select your source object. The drop-down menu points to a library directory where your source blocks are saved. A small set comes preloaded with Flexblock 3D to help you get started. To use Flexblock 3D, you need to create a bounding box in your drawing. Use the 3D box command to specify the required size, for example 600 in the x-axis, 500 in y, and 750 in height. Flexblock needs to know the orientation for inserting the source object into the bounding box. For this, there is an orientation line command. Click it to define the first point, selecting a corner point and then a second point at the x direction endpoint. After selecting these points, a red line appears, indicating orientation. The bounding box can be on any layer, but the orientation line must be on a specific layer, which Flexblock automatically creates. To insert the source object, select the Flexblock command again, choose an object from the drop-down menu, and press OK. The system then prompts you to select objects. Select both the bounding box and orientation line, then press Enter. The source object is now inserted. To change the insertion direction, draw a new orientation line in a different direction, such as along the y-axis. Then, select the source object again, press OK, select both objects and press Enter. The object is now inserted at a 90-degree angle to the first example. Once inserted, the bounding box and orientation line are automatically deleted. Now, let's look at the settings. Open the Flexblock command and go to Settings. The first option allows you to select the path for your parametric block library. To create your own parametric blocks, a separate video will explain the process. Click the button to open a dialog box where you can select the path. The path can be on a server. Just navigate to your library location, click OK, then OK again. Returning to the main dialog box, clicking Select will now display parametric blocks from the new location. To revert to the built-in library, go back to Settings and delete the path name. Press OK, and the standard Flexblock library is restored. Several additional settings can be customized. The first sets the orientation line layer name, which is created when using the orientation line command. The next setting controls the color of that layer, using standard AutoCAD color numbers. In this case, the default is 1, which represents red. Temporary orientation, offset distance, determines a point in the southwest drawing area, positioning parametric blocks far enough from existing objects to prevent interference. If working in millimeters for architectural drawings, consider increasing this value. The last setting, Analyzer Assembly Prefix, defines a prefix for the assembly name in Analyzer CAD and Analyzer Manufacturing. This is followed by an assembly number, which is automatically assigned to each Flexblock created. If you're an AutoCAD Architecture user, you're likely using the box command. However, Flexblock relies on 3D solid boxes for its bounding boxes, whereas the box command in AutoCAD Architecture creates a mass element instead of a solid box. To ensure compatibility with Flexblock, AutoCAD Architecture users should use the standard solid box command to create bounding boxes. We have also included the press pull command for drawing source objects. Standard AutoCAD users can continue using the standard solid box command without issues. The other command included with Flexblock 3D is 3D stretch. This is similar to the 2D stretch command but works with 3D solids, a feature standard AutoCAD does not support. There are a few limitations, the main one being that you must be in top view to use it. You can use any UCS you've created, but you must be in top view for the command to function. Let's go through an example. Here's a drawer cupboard that we want to make wider. We select 3D stretch and it prompts us for the first window corner, similar to 2D stretch in AutoCAD. Select one corner, then the opposite corner, creating a selection window. Click here at any point on the drawing, then pull the mouse in direction of stretch and enter 200 mm. Press enter, and if you are using polar tracking, the cabinet stretches exactly 200 mm along the y-axis. Now, the cupboard has been stretched by 200 mm. However, remember that top view is required. If you need to stretch an object along the z-axis, you must change your UCS. To do this, switch to a side view, left or right, then select top view again. Rotate your cupboard to the correct orientation and then use 3D stretch. For example, if you want to increase the top section of the drawer, select a window, then click at any point on the drawing. Pull the mouse in the direction of stretch and enter a value, say 100, press enter and the height will extend by 100 mm. You can then return to the world coordinate system, switch to top view, and your cupboard is now resized. That wraps up our overview of Flexblock 3D. We've covered installation, usage, and key settings to help you get started. For more in-depth tutorials, including creating your own parametric blocks, check out our additional videos. Thanks for watching and happy designing.